about today was how did you and your teammates manage to go through all that controversy because you had to deal with the pandemic, you had to deal with social injustice issues, you had to deal with the bubble. How did you guys maintain your concentration with all of those negative things around you?
Listen, you try to always turn a negative into a positive no matter what you're going through. And we understood the sacrifices that we were making. We understood the condition and the landscape that we were going into, along with the bubble and everything that was not only going on the floor, but also off the floor with the social injustice and police brutality and systemic racism and voter suppression. There was a lot of things that was going on off the floor. Some things you control, some things you can't control, but you should try to keep the main thing. And while we were playing the game, we was focused on what our job was at hand. And then, after the game when we weren't playing, we was focused on some things that guys were very passionate about. So, was able to kill two birds with one stone in that instance.
And to follow up on that, you more so than anyone else in this club can tell your teammates what it will be like to defend the championship. What will you tell them about that?
I guess the bullseye just becomes even greater, even if that's even possible. One, for me personally, the bullseye has always been on my back or on my front since I entered the league. And then you add in the Laker name on top of that, the Lakers franchise, the bullseye has been on this franchise for a long time as well. So, understanding that everyone's going to come at us, everyone's going to, try to take away from us defending our title. But, for me personally, last year we won the ring, we won a title, and this year is a new challenge. It's everybody opportunity to go out there and do it. So, as long as we go in with that mindset and be humbled about our process, and and not worry about what we did last year, we need to worry about what we're going to do this year. It will give us the best possible chance to be able to go out and try to win another one.
Mike Trudell.
Hey, LeBron, I know it couldn't be much earlier for this question, but just your initial impressions on the new guys coming in, how they impact and how they evolve the team from where it was last year on both sides of the floor.
Well, it's definitely too early to tell, but we're just so excited to have those guys here, having Wes, Dennis, obviously Trez and Big Mark. We're extremely excited to have those guys here, and we're just working our habits, working our what we want to do as a team, both defensively and offensively. And everyone is in tune. Everyone is excited. But it's a process, and it's going to get better and better every single day, every single practice. And, that's what it's all about. But we love what we've brought to this ball club along with the guys that's returned.
And then just bigger picture, the significance of both you and AD and the contract extensions and what you think that means for the two of you in the franchise.
Well, what it means that we're here and we're committed to this franchise. We're going to give everything that we got to this franchise. That's what it's all about. And the Lakers believe in us, and and they rewarded us with those contracts. And we just try to go out there and earn them every day. Both on the floor and off the floor, try to make an impact not only at what we do on the floor, but also make an impact off the floor and how we carry ourselves as men as well. So, it's a great partnership.
Dave.
Hey, LeBron. So this will take you in a pretty rarefied air, this contract, 20 years in the league. Have you thought about what the future could look beyond that in terms of how long you'll want to stick around?
No, I haven't. I don't know how long I'm going to stick around this game. I've never taken, I never take for granted every time I get an opportunity to play another season. I try to prepare my mind and my body and my spirit, for a season and see where it takes me. Like you said, at the end of this contract, I'll be in year 20. The best thing about it is that the year I'll be a free agent will be the same year my oldest son graduates high school. So I'll have some options to see, for me personally, what I want to do forward, to be, around my family, being around my son more, or continue to play this game that I love, with great health and great spirit. So we'll see. Like I said, I don't look too far in the future as far as myself. I just try to give the game as much as I can in the time being and see what happens. So I've been blessed to be a part of this, a part of 18 straight training camps, and I'll never take that for granted.
Chris McGee.
Hey, LeBron. congratulations are in order of being the first athlete to ever be named 3-time Sports Illustrated Sports Person of the Year. I would assume that is an amazing honor, but considering where we are as a world, did this one have a little more special meaning to it?
First of all, thank you. It definitely does. And you see the class that I was in, and the group that I was in, the men and women that I was a part of, understanding that, we're more than athletes, and, being able to go out there and not only perform at a high level in what we do as far as our profession, but also being able to change lives and create opportunities and empower people and inspire people off the floor, not only in our communities, but all over the world. So it means a lot, to be a part of that group. And like you said, to be the first ever 3-time winner of this award. Very humbled. It means a lot to my family and my friends and, my kids at my foundation and my school back home and my city of Akron, where I come from. It's a great time.
Dan Weinke.
Hey, LeBron. What was your first reaction when you heard December 22nd for a season, and how did that change kind of your off-season plans from that point forward?
I was like, wow. Oh, and I said, just being completely honest, I wasn't expecting that, because early conversations were going on that I was hearing that there would be kind of a mid-January start, and the training camp will kind of start after Christmas. We'd have an opportunity to spend Christmas with our families, so I had already planned a vacation with my family for us to go somewhere, which I haven't been able to do, obviously, since I've been in the league. And, so I had to switch up a lot of things, once I heard the December 22nd start, and with training camp starting, obviously this week. So, just started preparing my mind, preparing my body, trying to get as much stuff as I could do with my family, spending as much time as I could with them before getting back into the grind. So that's what it's been about.
Al Boone.
Hey, LeBron. You've now won a championship with every franchise you've ever played for. Rob talked to us about his hope that one of the jerseys that you retire at the end of your career will be a Lakers jersey. With this contract, how much is going into sort of what you've already built and accomplished in LA, and what you hope to achieve here?
I just want to continue to do what I've always done. Try to lead the franchise, lead the group of guys that I'm around as far as the game that we play. And then off the floor, just continue to inspire people on being more than what people say that they are, and carry myself personally. I understand every time I leave a house that I'm not representing just myself. I'm representing my whole family, representing my friends that's associated with me, and representing my kids at my school back home. So it's a lot of responsibility for me when I walk out of my household. So, I want to continue to go out there and play the game at a high level, continue to play for my teammates, continue to play for this franchise, play for our fan base, play for whoever, want to see me play the game and like the way I approach the game, and continue to inspire off the floor.
Bill Oram.
Hey, LeBron, good to see you. I'm wondering, you've been only out of the bubble for like 6 weeks, half as long as you were there in the first place. I'm wondering what the adjustment back to the world has been like for you, and what changes you've had to make in your life, your family's behavior, to limit your exposure and do your part, for the league. I mean, are there changes you made to limit your bubble, your typical orbit?
Yeah, I mean, you just have to. I mean, we listen to the experts on what's going on with the climate, as far as COVID, and keep your family in the mask when we leave the house or whatever the case may be, and be cautious of where we travel to, be cautious who we're around. Right now you just try to do everything that you can to protect your family, and hopefully you can stay safe and stay healthy. Obviously that's the most important thing than anything. So that's what it's been all about. I mean, obviously, we are all hoping that the world gets back to normal at some point, so we can get back to kind of some normalcy, with our kids being back in school. Our kids miss being in school. They're sick and tired of doing these Zoom classes. They love being around their other classmates. They love, being in classrooms and having fun, and I understand that too. So hopefully we can get back to that soon. But much appreciation, much respect to the teachers that's holding these classes, Monday through Friday. They're doing a hell of a job. So much respect to that. But we'll see what happens. But for me, nothing has changed. Pretty much I've always been, a protector of my family, and no matter what, no matter if it was, COVID going around or just how we live on a day-to-day basis.
Mark Medina.
Hey, LeBron, good to see you, and congratulations on your extension and all your accomplishments. You've said a lot of times of the adjustment and struggle with playing games without fans. I was wondering, because of the bubble experience, how more equipped are you to be able to adjust to that, or is that still kind of an ongoing struggle you think you'll continue to have?
No, it wouldn't. It would never be something that I'll be fully comfortable with or accustomed with. I got too many years of playing the game or playing sports in general with fans. So I would never want to get fully committed to that or fully comfortable with that, because I believe at some point we will get back to it. Hopefully, I'm still playing, and hopefully I'm still in uniform. That's the hope, obviously, and I believe it will happen sooner than later. So, but I have the ability to go out there and channel, my focus, understand that I could get to that point of where knowing there's no fans there, but it would never be something that's comfortable or something that I could be accustomed to or something that would feel regular, because I've played so many years throughout my life since I was, I guess, 8 years or 9 years old when I first started playing organized sports where fans were there, and it's just all a part of it. Fans is a part of this game, is a part of sports. You could just look at some of the greatest sporting events ever of course of time, and obviously you can see the impact that fans make. So they're missed. They're truly missed from every sport that goes on in the world.
Just like a few more here. BT.
What's up, Brian?
What's up, B? Appreciate you.
Things are good. How do you think you're more than both worked out in this season and next for the organization?
I think it worked out great. We was able to set out a plan and then execute that, and it was about basically educating and empowering people in their communities to get out there and exercise their right to vote. Understand their exercise, understand that their right to vote, how important it is, to vote, not only to change what's going on in America, but also change what's going on in some of their own communities. So, with the help of a lot of people, a lot of athletes, a lot of entertainers, a lot of local people that go around in their own communities that's making change, we was able to have some success. I mean, you look at the numbers through the election, it was the most turnout ever in election history of people who got out there and voted. And one thing about us, we didn't tell you who to go vote for. We didn't pick one side versus the other side. We just wanted to educate you and enlighten you and empower you and let you know, how important your right is. And this is your right, because so many people lay their lives on the line to have this right. And and then growing up in the black community, a lot of people don't understand or don't feel, I don't want to say understand, they don't feel like their vote counts or them voting like it actually matters. But it does. And we saw it in the November election of how many people turned out and the change that was able to create. And we want to continue to do things. We're looking at the race that's going on in Georgia coming up, in January. We're trying to see how well we can continue to help down there, because it's a big moment down there. And then going forward, seeing other opportunities where we can help create change for the better of good for all of us, not just people that's involved in more than a vote.
All right, three more here. Alan Sliwa.
Hey, LeBron. Anthony Davis was obviously so great last season. I just want to get your thoughts on some of your expectations for him this upcoming year and how you think he even steps up his game even more from what he's already accomplished.
I don't have any expectations for Anthony Davis. I mean, listen, I know what he's about. I know what he's capable of. And I know what he brings to the game. He's special. He's one of the best players in the world, and his talent is what he's able to do at his size. There's not many people in the world that's ever been able to do that in this sport, period. So, but I don't have any expectations on him. He's going to go out and be himself, and he's going to do things not only that we've seen before, it's going to be some things that we haven't seen before, but it's going to be on both sides of the floor. So, but there's no expectations for me.
Bill Plaschke.
Yeah, LeBron, you've never been a big fan of load management, but isn't this year different? Don't you need to conserve it with a shortened off season? Don't you need to conserve yourself more this year?
I've always listened to my coaches. We had the same thing last year when the coaching staff got here. You know, we're going to be as smart as we can be on not, making sure that my body and making sure that I'm ready to go. Obviously, every game matters, but we're competing for something that's high. So we don't ever want to shortchange our stuff, and it's for me personally. It's always a fine line with me, but I understand that with the shortened season. I mean, I think it was 71 days that the off season is going to be the shortest off season for any sport ever. Any professional sports ever. So we're going to be very conscientious about what we do going forward, as far as me personally.
Last question, Melissa Rowland.
Hey, LeBron, you talked about just sort of your reaction when you first found out how short your off season was going to be. Now that you've had some time to let it set in, how are you feeling both physically and mentally right now?
Physically, that's right now I'm sore as hell. We day 2 of training camp. So that's been my whole career, pretty much, except probably like year 1 and year 2 when I was 18 and 19. Super sore. But nothing, I don't have anything that's stopping me from being on the floor, doing 5-on-5, doing 4-on-4, doing any drills, things of that nature. So good in that sense. And then from mentally, I'm great. I'm healthy. My family's healthy. I'm great mentally. So I'm in a really good place in my life. So I'm solid.
Okay, will you just take one more for Chris McGee, please?
Yeah.
Thank you.
Thanks, LeBron. Kind of to piggyback off a question Mike asked earlier about the new pieces. Considering you guys just basically won this championship, it seems like yesterday, mid-October, can new pieces help a title team, and just in terms of practices and the focus early on, especially guys that are thirsty for a title? And I know Mark's won one, but it's been a couple years.
Just adding guys that just play the game the right way and that's hungry to be, hungry to want to, win and win at the highest level. You got Trez, who's won a 6 Man of the Year award. You got Dennis, who played, in a bunch of playoff games and, was right there, I winning a 6 Man award. You got Wes, who's been on some teams, who's went deep into the playoffs with Milwaukee or with Dallas and things of that nature. And obviously Big Mark has won one. So you got guys that's just hungry to make a mark on their career and do it at a high level. And we got some guys that's here that's not satisfied with just winning one title. So you add that all together, I think it's going to be great for our ball club. So, playing this game, you want to be remembered. You want to be legendary. You want to be remembered and be, remembered as one of the greatest teams or one of the greatest players or whatever the case may be. But the best way to do that is to win and to win at the highest level. So, I remember, in Miami, we wasn't satisfied after winning our first one. We was able to go out and sign Ray Allen, and we was able to double down on that. So I feel like we're trying to do the same thing here. Our franchise and Rob and everyone upstairs was not satisfied with just winning one title. We went out and added some pieces. Obviously, we lost some great pieces that helped us win the title, and we're going to miss those guys. But we added some guys that can come in and hopefully, I'm not going to say hopefully, but I know they'll be able to make an immediate impact on our team. So we're looking forward to that.